Hi friends, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Lindsay and we'll be doing a short Vinyasa flow class. So a good balance between the ease and strength, kind of steadiness and fieriness. Like any good Vinyasa class, we'll be working into the core, into the legs, a little bit into the shoulders. And I hope you really enjoy. So let's come into a child's pose quickly. As much as I said this is going to be fiery, let's stop to start. Bring the big toes together. Knees can come as wide as the mat if that feels good. You can almost narrow off the legs if this is too much. Let's take the arms out long. Rest the forehead to the ground and let the neck hang heavy. Taking this time, maybe to set an intention for the practice. So maybe you've only set out about 15 to 20 minutes for this class. And so you're just devoting this time for you, for your physical body, for your mental self. So tune into that and start to tune in to the quality of the breath. Notice if you're holding on to any tension into your breath. And notice if that tension corresponds with tension in the body. So for me, I notice I tend to hold my breath in my chest and my shoulders. And I think that has some kind of correspondence or something to do with the way that I really hold my shoulders up towards my ears. So where are you holding tension? Where is that space for you? Where is that spot for you? On your next breath in, let's come up into our tabletop position. Shoulders stacked over the wrist, knees stacked under the hips. Let's bring the left hand to the center of the mat. Breathe in to reach the right arm up. Breath out to thread the needle, bringing the right arm underneath. You can always stay here, or you can take the left hand to the inner crease of the right hip. Now you can always stay here, or if you can find your balance, you can reach the left leg back. No pressure, no judgment if this isn't where you're at today. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Let's take one more breath here. If the leg was extended, bring it back in. Bring the left hand down. Breathe in to reach the left, or right arm, I should say, up. Bring the hand back down, second side. Right hand to the center of the mat. Left arm reaches up as you inhale. Exhale, thread the needle, left arm comes down. Now again, you can always take the right hand just to the mat, or you can take it behind the back, to the inside of the hip crease. Nice. Did it on the first side, maybe you want to try it again. Releasing, did the wrong leg, the right leg back this time. Nice. Sometimes I get confused with the lefts and the right, but you know, no one's perfect. One more breath cycle here. Start to bring that right leg back in. Take the right hand down, breathe in, reach the left arm up. Breath out, bring the hand back down, and let's walk the hands forward into our puppy pose, our heart-melting pose. Stacking the hips over the knees, draw the tummy in. Reach the hands forward. Really try to press the pecs, the chest into the mat. Start to bend the elbows a little bit more. Breathe in to slide forward into your Sphinx pose. Lift through the heart. Reach the tailbone back. Let's start to tuck the toes. Draw the tummy in. Firm up the quads. On your next breath in, get a little taller, maybe a little prouder through the chest. And as you exhale, start to lift the core, draw the tummy in, come into your forearm plank. Hold. Nice. Let's link one breath for movement as we inhale, drop the belly, Sphinx pose. As you exhale, lift the tummy into your plank. Breathe into lower. Breath out into plank, and keep going like this a few more times. For 3, 2, last one, hold the plank. Shift the heels over to the left, reach the right arm up, forearm plank. Take the right hand down, coming into your lifted full side plank on the second side. Nice. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up, full side plank on the left. And then right forearm comes down, reach the left arm up, forearm plank on the right. Nice. Back into your forearm plank. Let's breathe in here. Breathe out, interlace the fingers, walk the feet in, dolphin pose. Nice. So notice that the heels probably don't touch the ground, especially if the hamstrings are tight, so keep them a little bit more lifted if this is the case. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Think about squeezing the forearms in as you draw the shoulder blades away. One more breath here. On your next exhale, let's lower the knees, send the hips back, child's pose. Nice. Coming back to your tabletop position, tuck the toes, send the legs back, straighten the legs into your plank pose. And let's start to walk the hands back to the back of the mat. Take a forward fold here. Opposite hand, opposite elbow. Ragdoll fold. Nice. Release the hands down. Breathe into your halfway lift. Breath out, forward fold. Breathe in, arms come out to come up, tall mountain. Breath out, hands come to heart center. Exhale. Now the feet can stay hip distance apart, or the toes can come together with a separation between the heels. Sweep the arms down to come up, chair pose. Sink the weight back into the heels. Now check out if you can see the toes. Maybe you lift the toes off the ground. Draw the tummy in. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Breathe in here. Breath out, twist, but we won't hold, just a twist. Right elbow maybe just touches, left elbow, sorry, maybe just touches, oh my goodness, the right knee. Breathe in back to center, take it to the second side, just to hover. Breathe in, take the left elbow over to the right, back to center, take the right elbow over to the left. Come back to center, reach both arms up, sink back into your lowest chair. Can you sink a little lower? Can you sink a little lower? Can you sink a little lower? Forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breath out, plant the hands, walk the hands back. Full plank, hold it here. Breathe in. Breath out, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Let's paddle out those feet. Find some movement in the hamstrings, nice. Maybe coming back to that intention that you said at the beginning of class. Noticing if it's kind of withering away. So anytime you lose your motivation, anytime things get too heavy, come back to that intention. Of course, know your limits. If something's too heavy, if you just don't feel like moving today, that's also completely legitimate. You can always come back to this video later. Let's breathe in, lift the left, or bring the left foot to the inside, center of the mat, and reach to the right leg high. Lifting from the inside of the thigh, keep the leg straight, keep the hip squared. Then start to open up the hip, bend the knee, try to draw the heel to the seat. Nice. Let's add little hip circles here, bringing the knee out to the side and in. Open and in. And then we'll reverse that. If this is too much, you can always do this from a tabletop position instead of our downward dog. Nice. Start to square the hip, straighten the leg. Breathe in here. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. Re-extend the leg, three-legged dog. Shift forward into plank, knee to nose. Let's do that one more time. Hold it this time. And step the foot through. Plant the back heel down. Heel to heel alignment or hips distance. Breathe in, warrior one. Try to draw the right hip back and take the hips down. Sink lower into the front knee. Plant through the pinky edge of the back foot and squeeze the back glute. Nice. One more breath in here. Breath out. Easy twist. Left hand comes down, right arm sweeps up. Nice. Try to draw, keep drawing that right hip back. Starting to come into the blade edge of that back foot. Now you can always hold that right foot in front of you, keep it planted for modified side plank, or come into your full variation. Maybe you want to start to lift that top leg. Lowering that leg if you had it lifted. Let's come into the right forearm, reach the left arm up. Nice. Bring the left hand down, forearm plank. Interlacing the fingers, let's walk the feet in, lift the hips. And then you can keep holding it here. Maybe you want to reach the right leg up. Hold. Keep separating, protracting the shoulders away. Lower that leg, lift the left leg up. Lower that leg. Now you can always come into a child's pose and find your way up into a downward dog. If you want to try this version of the Vinyasa, bring the feet together, bend the knees. Make sure the elbows are in line with the wrists, so the wrists aren't wider than shoulder distance. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, shift forward into your plank. Breathe in here. Breath out, coming to your chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Nice. Let's come into the second side. Breathe in, raise the left leg up. Keep the hips square, keep the legs straight. Think about lifting from the inside of the thigh, just for a moment. On our next breath in, let's bend through the knee, draw the heel to the seat, open the hip. Notice if the left shoulder is starting to open up, try to square off the shoulders. Let's add those big circles in the hip and the leg, drawing the knee out to the side, back down and up. And then we'll reverse it. And again, you can always do this from a tabletop position. Nice. Let's re-extend that leg. Let's breathe in here. One more breath in, inhale. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. 2 more times. Breathe in, lift the leg. Breath out, knee to nose, round the spine. 1 more time. Exhale, and then plant the foot through the hands. Heel to heel alignment, back foot 45-degree angle. If this is too much, widen the feet. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Warrior 1. Try to lower both hips closer to the ground. Planting through the left heel, draw the left hip back. Nice stretch for the back hip flexor. Try to have integrity into that back leg though by planting the pinky toe down and squeezing that glute. Let's breathe in, reach the hands up, maybe spirit fingers. Breath out, right hand comes down, lift up the back heel, reach the left arm up, easy twist. Nice. Stack the left shoulder over the right, draw the left hip back. Try to squeeze the inner thighs together. Breathe in here. Breath out, come onto the blade edge of the back foot, maybe heel toe to that front foot in line with the hip, modified side plank or full side plank. Try to push the ground away, lift the hips, really digging that bottom foot into the ground, using your obliques. Breathe in here, maybe lift that top leg, keep the hips lifted. If the leg was lifted, start to lower it down. Coming on to the left forearm, reach the right arm up. Maybe the gaze comes up. Baby side plank, forearm side plank, whatever you want to call it. Still working quite a bit into the core and the shoulders. 1 more breath in here. Breath out, fall plank. Forearm plank. Now to light up the core a little bit more, as if it's not already, try to draw the elbows towards the toes. Now you can always come into your child's pose. If you want more, Let's come into this little shoulder stretch or dolphin pose. If you notice that the elbows are starting to creep a little bit wider than the shoulders, interlace the fingers. Just gonna walk back a little bit. Traveling on my mat quite a bit today. So again, you can always come to a child's pose or take a traditional vinyasa. If you'd like to follow me, make sure the elbows are in line with the hands, the wrists are in line with the shoulders. Look forward, bend through the knees, take the feet together. Nice. Inhale, shift forward into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, nice. Let's lift the heels, bend the knees. Look to where you want to land. Step, hop, jump forward. Use your hands as brakes. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breath out, forward fold. Let's start to lift the heels, bend through the knees, stack the seat over top of the heels. Let's start to separate, open the knees, reach the arms forward. Come into a stretch for the inner thighs and the hips. Let's walk the hands over to the right side. Maybe the left hand stacks over the right, keeping the heels pressing together. Coming back to center, and then all the way over to the left. This time, right hand stacks over the left. Now you can come back to center, hold it here. If you want to add a crow pose, take your hands right underneath the shoulders. Make sure the index fingers are facing forward here. Draw into the fingertips, weight into the fingertips and into the base knuckles. Lift the hips. Try to stack the knees as high as you can on the triceps and shift some weight forward here, bending through the elbows. Gaze stays slightly forward, but down on the ground. Maybe you can pick up one foot at a time and just practice lifting one toe or one foot up at a time. And eventually you can shift the weight slightly forward, round to the spine, draw the tummy in. Think about lifting the heels to the seat. Now if you're done in your stretch, you can always find your way through a vinyasa or back to downward dog. From here you can step, hop, jump back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's find our way to a seat, maybe coming through tabletop position, coming down onto the seat. Nice. Let's open up the legs wide, forward fold. Start to walk the hands just about halfway. Grounding through the sit bones, flexing the feet to engage through the quadriceps. Now if this feels okay, maybe you want to start to gradually walk the forearms down, maybe reach the arms forward, the forehead rests. Coming back up, sit the legs in, flex the feet, maybe the heels lift off the ground. Let's breathe in, reach the arms up, breath out, flat back takes you down. And as soon as you find your sticking point, as soon as you can't flatten out or keep the spine straight, slightly round and drop the hands. So maybe you're reaching for the thighs, maybe you're reaching for the calves or the ankles, maybe you can catch hold of the feet. Sometimes it can help to rock side to side, find a little bit of movement here, maybe even removing the fleshy part of the seat. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can always raise the seat with a cushion or a block. Let's come back up, find our way onto our backs. Let's draw the right knee in towards the chest. Let's roll out that ankle. Hands can interlace around the shin. And then maybe you want to take that knee side to side, finding a little mobility in the hip joint. Nice. Now let's flex that foot and bring it just across the left leg, bend through the left knee. Now you can hold it here, maybe just push the right leg away from you, or maybe you want to pick up those left toes, thread the hands through, coming into our reclined pigeon. Drawing the left knee into you, press the right knee away. So left knee in, right knee away. Taking one more breath here, and out. Let's let that go. Come for a second side. This time right leg extends long. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Let's do those little ankle rolls. Side to side, making sure we get both directions. Then maybe you want to take the knee into a little window shield wiper motion back and forth. Getting some mobility, lubrication in that hip. Keeping the left knee bent. Let's rebend into the right knee. Pick up that right foot, or if you kept it on the ground the last time, you can stay there. So whatever version for you, just make sure you're feeling this into that left side, a little bit into the hip, but mostly into the glute. Hands can interlace around the right shin or hamstring. Draw the right knee in and press the left knee away. Every time you breathe out, can you get a little deeper in this stretch? Taking one more breath here. And then releasing. Coming into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Taking the feet to the corners of the mat, palms face up, arms beside the body. Relax the face. Get rid of any tension in the body. And maybe come back to that intention. So I recommend staying here for at least a minute, maybe longer if you have the time. Like this video if it was something you enjoyed and you want to see more of it, and maybe leave a comment for what you'd like to see next. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.